10 Ugliest Towns in the UK. The United Kingdom, viewed as a whole country, has been blessed with the best of architecture. Historically speaking, the country's leading role in the Industrial Revolution is still being reflected everywhere you go. The cities and towns' centres are generally beautiful. Those structural remnants of our architectural heritage are still very feasible and are things to be proud of. But it's not every part of the country that has been so lucky. There are a good number of towns that could do better with a bit of architectural loving care, ALC. These places have unattractive architecture and unappealing town centres. Let me now show you some of those towns. This video is about the 10 ugliest towns in the UK. 10. Fort William, Scotland. Let's begin our list in Scotland. We go straight to Fort William, a Scottish Highlands town in Lochaber, located on Loch Linnhe on the eastern shore. This town is the second largest of all the settlements in the Highland Council area and even in the whole of the Scottish Highlands. Fort William is one of the 10 ugliest towns in the UK, and it's close to the ugliest in Scotland. You may initially get carried away by pictures of residential areas with the landscape that are well grassed and covered with trees. However, the town centre is quite ugly. No wonder the town has been described as one of the depressing towns in the UK and ghost towns in Scotland. 9. Bracknell, England. The first town in England among the 10 ugliest towns in the UK that we're considering is Bracknell. This town in Berkshire, which is also a civil parish, is large. It is the administrative centre of the borough of Bracknell Forest. A popular online survey once ranked the town lying 18 kilometres to the east of Reading, 14 kilometres south of Maidenhead, 16 kilometres southwest of Windsor and 40 kilometres west of central London as one of the ugliest town centres in the UK. Its homes are haphazardly built and driveways aren't easy to navigate. Dozens of shops had closed in the northern area of the town and a demolition exercise was being planned to regenerate the town. 8. Rhyl, Wales. Now to Wales, and the first Welsh town on our list is Rhyl, generally seen as a seaside result for the reasons unclear. This community in the county of Denbighshire that lies within Flintshire is today one of the ugliest towns in the United Kingdom. Rhyl is one of the most deprived places in Wales and in the entire UK. How then do you expect such a town to be beautiful as a whole? In a town where some 56% of the working age people live on benefits, who would work towards beautifying the town? That's why it can't be far from the truth when a reviewer described the town as the most disgusting seaside resort on earth. 7. Cumbernauld, Scotland. Let's go back to Scotland where we find Cumbernauld, a large town in North Lanarkshire. This 10th most populous locality in Scotland is also the most populated town in North Lanarkshire. Located in the centre of Scotland's central belt, Cumbernauld, sitting between east and west on the Scottish watershed, is one of the ugliest towns in the UK as it is between the Forth and the Clyde. All attention was drawn to this town by the event organised by the architectural magazine Urban Realm, during which local authorities in the UK were castigated for their negligence and incompetence in beautifying their towns with attractive architecture. The town is so ugly to have deserved the nickname the Kabul of the North. At 6. Blackburn, England. Back in England we find Blackburn, a large industrial town in Lancashire, one of the ugliest towns to live in the UK. Blackburn is 13 kilometres east of Preston and 34 kilometres north-northwest of Manchester. Statistics for this administrative centre are so grim that it has the top 10% of the most deprived wards as far as income, health, job prospects and crime are concerned. To illustrate how ugly the town centre is, even the locals fear that for over a handful of decades, the town of Blackburn has been sleepwalking and thus drifting to ghettoisation, where people just slum it for the sake of lack of a better space. 5. Maidenhead, England. Let's next look at another town in England, Maidenhead, a market town located in the royal borough of Windsor and Maidenhead, situated in the county of Berkshire. Maidenhead on the southwestern bank of the Thames also shares a part of its border with southern Buckinghamshire. Maidenhead's town centre lacks any architectural delight. It doesn't look like that will be possible anytime soon in this crime-ridden town with incessant occurrences of stabbings and assaults. This town, known as a war zone, had an affluent area for a brief moment before poverty sets in to render most of the homes uninhabitable due to the inability of the residents to maintain their structures. 4. Denny, Scotland. Let us go back to Scotland and examine the town of Denny, and you will agree that it is indeed one of the ugliest towns in the UK. The town in the Falkirk Council area, which is historically in Stirlingshire, is situated 11 kilometres west of Falkirk and 10 kilometres northeast of Cumbernauld. If you go by the marketing gimmicks of realtors, you might think that you are considering a lovely town. However, the moment you drive into the town, you will, like most prospective house buyers, cancel the deal when you see the kind of unattractive buildings and streets you are likely to live in the centre of the town, once given the Worst Scottish Town Award. 3. Luton, England. Oh my Luton, you're here again. Can we ever see anything good about Luton? Maybe one that we shall say something positive about the town, which again manages to be on our list of the ugliest towns if several rejuvenation schemes worth hundreds of millions of pounds ever produce a good result. Since that infamous poll that voted this town as the worst place in Britain back, the town in Bedfordshire has been a part of many negative rankings. The town has never promised to be developing architecturally. The town centre is as ugly as dominated by grey concrete buildings. The shopping centres are drab and reminiscent of the 1970s. With the numerous multi-storey car parks and unsightly tower blocks, Luton appears to be in a permanent state of drudge and dreariness. 2. Slough, England. What I feel for Slough as one of the ugliest towns in the United Kingdom is similar to what I feel about Luton. If you want to explain to someone what a neglected satellite town looks like, do not bother yourself, just take him to Slough. This Berkshire town in south-central England, thrown motorway side, which was a hub of the Industrial Revolution, still fits the description given by the poet John Betjeman in his 1937 work. It was described as a place where friendly bombs had fallen and that was not fit for humans. He added that what was called a town was a mess. Up until now, the generic office blocks are still dominating the town's skyline. 1. Hemel Hempstead, England. The ugliest town in the UK on our list is Hemel Hempstead in Hertfordshire, south-central England. Ironically, this town, which had been a settlement since the 8th century, doesn't clearly manifest its historical foundations in its architecture. Besides the Norman church on the outskirts of the town, the centre and other parts bear a semblance to a sea of generic low-budget office set of blocks. The shopping outlets aren't a place you would want to buy from, judging from their appearance. Even though it underwent a major rejuvenation shortly after the Second World War, until decades later in the 1980s, the architecture appears to be doomed to hark back to that time. Hemel Hempstead has topped many lists of crap towns in either England or the UK, alongside Luton and Slough. Do you agree that these are the ugliest towns in the UK? Please share what you know about these towns and other ugly towns in the comments section. Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, comment and turn on the notification bell. This is Learning Canteen.